Hello, ASVAB warriors. Welcome to the session of General Science. We are going to study matter and its properties. Basically, matter is anything that is around us is called as matter. We can take an example of wood, water, soil, cell, cloth. So whatever around us is nothing but matter, but this matter is existing with its unique features, and these unique features are called as properties. Now, these properties are again classified as physical properties. Those are related to appearance of the material. Then there are related to the chemical composition, reactivity of the material, inertness of the material is called as chemical properties. And in case of biological forms, those are related to the biological properties of the matter. For non-living things, this property would not be there. Only chemical and physical properties would be there. As you can see in the screen, that this is water, and if you are adding solid into it, what will happen? This solid will get dissolved either completely or partially into water, and remaining, if it is getting partly dissolved, then remaining will get settle at the bottom. Say for example, this particular is soil or mud particles are there and you are adding it into it, then what will happen? Some amount will get dissolved and this will turn into a turbid solution, whereas remaining will get settle at the bottom. If this is not soil, instead of that, if this material is salt, then what will happen? It will get thoroughly dissolved into this particular water which is present in the beaker. Then few materials are heavier in nature, whereas few are lighter in nature. That means their mass is more or less. So whatever is heavy will be having position downwards, whereas the lighter material will have the position upward. Then few materials are having different states as well. Some materials are solid, some are liquid in nature, and few materials are gaseous in nature. So we will see one by one what the properties of matter are. What exactly the definition of matter is there? Anything that has mass and takes up space is called as matter. That means these are two physical properties of matter where we are talking about mass as well as the space that it is taking up. Now this space is normally for 3D object we call as volume. So material is having its own mass as well as it is going to occupy volume. Examples of matter are air, which is containing majorly nitrogen, which is around 78%. Then it is containing oxygen, 21%. And in remaining 1%, majorly it is having CO2, which is 0.3%, and other inert gases. So this is again a type of matter. It has occupied volume as our atmosphere, as well as it is having a mass. Even though mass of the air is negligible, but it still has mass. It is a non-zero entity. Then water, which is a fluid that we are using for different purposes like cleaning, drinking, washing, and even in the industries. So water is liquid in nature and it is having chemical formula as H2O. Two atoms of hydrogen are there and one atom of oxygen is there. It is also called as polar solvent or universal solvent because it is able to mix many of the solutes which are added into it. Then rocks are there. Rocks are solid in the state. They are made up of different minerals. Humans, we are biological figures and we are made up of different elements like carbon, hydrogen and oxygen majorly contributed by proteins, carbohydrates, fats, water, minerals and vitamins. So this is about the definition. We will just revise it again. Anything that has mass and takes up volume is called as matter. And matter is going to have different properties, like it is going to have its own density. It will be having its volume, viscosity in case of liquids. We will just move on to the next slide. So here, what this slide explains to us, what are the states of matter are there? Solid, liquid, and gases. We had seen examples already. So here, what exactly are solids? Solids have fixed shape and volume. Both are there, shape as well as volume. Particles are tightly packed with each other, and example is ice. So here, when the atoms are tightly packed with each other, there is no space between the connecting atoms. Such is called as solid. So they are having mass, they are having volume, as well as they have their shape. It is not going to change until and unless you are applying pressure onto it or you are removing the existing pressure of the material. So here examples are rocks, soil, wood, paper. These are solid in state, which are not changing their shapes and which have got definite volume with a mass are called as solid. Then if the arrangement of the atoms is somewhat scattered as compared to that of the solid, then these are loosely bonded to each other. There is space in between. There are voids in between. Such materials are called as liquid. Now liquid, you have suppose 1 liter of milk with you. If you add it into a beaker of the same capacity, what will happen? It will take shape of the beaker. Instead of that, if I take another utensil or tub in which I add it, it will take shape of the tub. So here liquids are materials which have got mass, they have got constant or fixed volume, but they don't have their shape. As written over here, fixed volume, shape of the container, particles are less tightly packed than solids. Example is water. You take an example of juice, milk, anything that is fluid in nature is considered as liquid. Then, as compared to liquids, if particles are more scattered and they are moving, they are not fixed, such state is called as gaseous state. And gaseous state is not going to have fixed volume, fixed shape, and particles are far apart. Examples are different gases like oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, and the list goes on and on. So we will just revise this slide. There are 3 states of matter: solids, liquids, and gases. Solids have fixed volume and shape. Particles are tightly packed. Second state, which is liquid, it has got fixed volume but shape of container. It don't have its own fixed shape. Example is water. And the third one is gaseous state, which has no fixed shape and volume, only mass would be there. And example is oxygen or carbon dioxide gas. Let's move on to the next slide. So here, there is a question for you. You can answer in the chat box if you know the answer. I'm reading question for you. Which of the following is not a state of matter? Option A is liquid. Option B is solid. C is gas. D is plasma. And E is vacuum. So here we see there are 2 different terms are there. I will just explain you the terms and then you can guess the answer and write it down in the chat box. Vacuum is when there is no pressure is available, no air, no pressure. If such is the enclosed space, then it is called as vacuum. Plasma is a state where gas and liquid, these two states are coexisting at the same time, then it is called as plasma state. So please write down answer in the chat box. The answer to this question is vacuum, which is a condition of zero pressure, but it is not the kind of matter or state of matter. All right, we will move on to the next slide. So next slide is properties of matter, physical properties and chemical properties. We had seen in the first slide that there are physical, chemical properties are there for the non-living matter, and hence we will observe them. So physical properties are observable without changing the identity of the substance. So these properties may alter, but it is not going to change the identity or chemical structure of that particular substance. For example, color of the paper, it could be orange, it could be red, it could be white, but all these colored materials are paper in nature. So their chemical structure is one and the same. Odor, so it might be changing due to physical changes, but it is a property of a material. Odor of sugar is different, odor of salt is different. If the chemical structure is not altering, it is going to be same. If you are altering temperature on very large extent, like you are caramelizing sugar, then it will have change in its odor. Then melting point. Melting point is the property of solid, the temperature at which it is melting, converting into liquid state is called as melting. Boiling point is again the unique property of a substance. It is the temperature at which it is converting into gaseous state from the liquid state. And density. Density is nothing but it is the ratio between mass and volume. When we are doing mass upon volume, then it is called as density. Chemical properties. These are observable during a chemical reaction. If there is change going on, then what we will have to see is the chemical properties are observable for that particular matter. If you take lemon juice and if you put that on baking soda, it will fuzz out. So this is because of the chemical properties of both the matters. One is acid and one is base. So they are reacting with each other. Then certain matters are flammable. Like you can take camphor. That camphor, if you light it with a matchstick, it will start or catch fire. Even you take cotton and you add a matchstick to it, what will happen? It will catch fire. Gasoline catches fire, kerosene catches fire. So this is flammability of the material. Then oxidation state. Material is getting converted from alcohol to that of aldehyde or carboxylic acid. So that particular is called as oxidative state. If you see at the pictures over here, the first picture is showing you physical properties and second picture is showing you chemical properties of the material. So here, physical properties, it is luster or shine. Normally, metals have luster or shine on its surface. So it is property of a metal. Then next property is hardness. Different material have got different hardness. The hardest material on earth is diamond. The carbon form, which is present in mines or made at very high pressure, is diamond. It is even used for cutting glasses. And the same carbon has got another form, again solid form, which is called as graphite, is brittle in nature, and we use that as the core material in pencil that you use for drawing. Then ductility is the property of metals. Metals are ductile in nature. You can draw thin wire from a very small quantity of metals. Examples are, we are using copper wires for electrical fittings. The amount or mass is very low, but you can have very long length by using it. Then next is again a property of metals, which is called as malleability. That very small piece of the metal, you can hammer it again and again at a very high impact, and you can convert that into a large piece. Thickness of the material will be low, but its area occupied will be on a higher side. Melting point we have already discussed. Density we have already discussed. Chemical properties, flammability I have already given you an example as well. Radioactivity, few of the materials are actually having radioactivity. That means they are giving away radiations, and these radiations can be harmful to us if they are radiating very high frequency radiations like ultraviolet radiations. That is not good for humans. Few materials like cobalt 60 is used even in treatment of the patients. So such materials are called as radioactive material. Then other properties are, few materials are corrosive in nature. They are getting corroded because of acid, because of water. Example is iron. Iron get rusted. Then few materials are toxic in nature, like strong acids are able to melt many of the materials. So those are toxic in nature. Even fumes are toxic in nature. We even call them poisonous. Then pH is the property of the material. The pH scale goes from 1 to 14. So this is about the physical properties and chemical properties. Thank you, Asbab Warriors. We will again meet in the next session of the same chapter. Thank you.